Let's see. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Check the levels. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Check the levels. Hey, Kildus, what's going on? Hey, Yada. Yeah. See how many millennials will pile in before I go ahead and do my next gig. Hey, Rihanna, what's going on? My favorite Z generation. Then that was happening. Just I was just thinking this dude I was arguing with, he's saying that millennials are more radical than the baby boomers, and he kept saying it. Hopefully he'll show up to explain himself. We have the most integrated group of black people, of black kids in the history of the country, and they're the most radicals. Now, either the boomers, they always complain about the boomers burning down cities and shit like that, but millennials who their only radical claim to flame. There was one point where I thought the millennials were actually going to spark up the life, when that was Occupy Wall Street. And we were actually, everybody was kind of, yeah, he can't explain that one. When you lift weights, you favor your right arm. What do you mean? Oh, how do you fix that? What movement are you doing? Uh, if you're lifting, if you're favoring one side over the other, switch from barbells to dumbbells. Just lift heavier dumbbells. That way, you can't favor either. That way the weights will be independent. She has to work the left more, but the thing is, you go to dumbbells, like Kildu says, go to dumbbells. Barbells you're gonna favor because you're trying to adjust for it. But if you're trying to favor one side or the other, go to dumbbells instead. Well, hey, we survived and we're still here. In fact, they said the boomers are the most feisty generation of all time, because we're not going out without a fight. Most of us, according to that, most of us are still alive. So a lot of people are wishing us to dead, wishing us dead. But I guess tales of rumors of our demise have been greatly exaggerated. Yeah, try to. Uh, if your right arm is stronger, it doesn't matter. Go to dumbbells. And it depends on the movement that you're trying to. What muscle group are you trying to hit? But anyway, where was I? Hopefully he'll get this. Actually come on and try to explain himself. We were trying to say that millennials are more radical, and I wish. God, I think during Occupy Wall Street, a lot of us boomers were saying that we're actually proud of the millennials actually getting out and fighting for what they wanted. Uh, what's his name? Let me paste his name in real quick. I think I had it. He's probably watching. Uh, I mean, they be coming out. They be rewriting history, man, and saying that, well, more black people were trying to. We're trying to accepting more, trying to go along to get along. We're trying to keep from being hung, or I was looking at the police brutality when they were trying to keep all the police brutality. That was normal. That kind of stuff was normal. They beat the crap out of you on a regular, just took you to jail. Nothing happened because it was normal. Hey, Sam, see what's happening. And they're trying to say that this is that the millennials are radical. They don't have a very much to be radical about. I wish they were radical. I wish they were up in arms and they were actually out there, marching on Washington and something like that. But their biggest claim to fame is Black Lives Matter. What other millennial group do you know that's actually quote unquote radical? I don't even consider Black Lives Matter that radical. What other group do you know of especially black men, black millennial men that's radical? I can't name any. Okay, plus you work out with a trainer. Okay. Um, as much as you love bread. Basically, you know what, Rihanna? Basically, get you a metronome app for your phone. Plug it into your ear, and for each movement, each rep, 10 seconds up and 10 seconds down. You'll find out you'll get a lot stronger, a lot faster. You probably have to cut down on your weight a little bit. Go heavy as you can, but uh, no more than eight sets, no more than 8 reps. 10 seconds up, 10 seconds down, get the full movement. I might have to put a video up about it. Well, yeah, everybody should make the world better, but he said that he was telling me that millennials are more radical. Now, I wasn't really trying to put millennials down. I was trying to challenge them about. I was trying to challenge millennials uh, about thinking about their legacy while they're still young, especially the millennials that are in their 30s. Man, they don't realize, man. Once you hit your 35, man, 40 comes real fast, and once you hit 40, man, um, them gray hairs start popping up. Gray hairs start popping up. Yeah, well, yeah, well, everybody grew up Disney. That's not the. No, I'm just seeing if homeboy will come in and reply because I got had a few minutes and we're going back and forth in the comment section. But he was saying something absurd, like saying that millennials are more radical than the boomers. Now the boomers were basically the civil rights generation. Well, hell, all the boomers were basically anti-war, civil rights, feminists. They were out in the streets. I mean, they closed down schools. They protested, they did sit-ins, they did counter marches, they freedom rides, they did all that kind of stuff. And you're trying to say millennials do all that kind of stuff. And I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any group of guys. I haven't seen that kind of firing guys. I wish there was. Hey, D Smooth, what's happening? No, I'm just dropping in real quick because I got another thing to do in about 20 minutes. Yeah, oh yeah. Well, basically they were tired, and basically it wasn't after World War II. It was really after Korea, because basically they were supposed to end all those wars and stuff like that after World War II. Supposed to stand down and go to peace, but Korea happened, and then Vietnam, and then the draft. They kept the draft going, and people got tired of it, and they wanted more because the United States had all this wealth, and they wanted their cut because the population had just gone through a depression. They had just gotten out of a depression. They wanted their piece of the pie. I don't want millennials to look back, yeah, when they're 50, 60, and say that we haven't done anything. Boomers aren't boomers aren't perfect. But the thing is, at least boomers tried. You can't say boomers didn't try. That's one thing you can't say. Boomers, you can't say boomers didn't try. You know, they're not perfect. They did try. Actually, there was a stand down because really World War One, America really didn't get involved that much. World War Two, they did a lot, um, but the but basically the World War Two generation went to war so that their kids wouldn't have to, and they kept sending them, and they became uh, corporate wars. Yeah, ran through the mud. Yeah, that's the way it is. It's you kill your. Well, there was actually a coup, you know, against the pro-socialists. They actually wiped them all out. So it wasn't just dropping the ball, stuff like that. They actually wiped them all out. I mean, they really should teach the history better about the United States because what happened with the because basically, if it wasn't for Martin Luther King getting killed and the civil rights riots right after that, I mean, we wouldn't have got nothing. You wouldn't have got nothing out of the civil rights movement. I mean, absolutely zero. Because all this stuff with by educating people, giving those guys jobs and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff, a lot of the legislation came out of the Kerner report. Even though some of the civil rights stuff was signed into law, the teeth of it didn't come into the Kerner report in 1968. That's like I'm gonna keep looking at it, and that's like I'm gonna keep marking it. Is that it's one of those hidden little gems. In fact, it's like a 700-page book, Kerner report, and all those civil rights legislations like EEO and all that kind of crap came out of that legislation because they wasn't going to give a shit after the Watts riot and the Dixiecrats rebelled against Johnson. They wasn't going to give you nothing. But after they saw them cities go up in smoke after Martin Luther King, they had to give you something, which is what they did. Yeah, there isn't. There is not because they have too many opportunities. Because I do it all the time. I get a millennial coming in and say they want to do something. I remember one time, man, um, the guy I work with, the guy that not I work with, but the guy came in to fix my washer. And his son, he brought his millennial son in with him to say, kind of learn the trade. And he was too, millennials are in their phones and stuff like that. And he was into music, and he was trying to figure out how to do a music video. So I had, becoming a boomer geek, I had a stabilizer, not a stabilizer, but what do you call it? Yeah, stabilizer, right? And so I told him I took his iPhone, I put it on the stabilizer, and I walk around with this. Thank you. You should, BJ. You should, because it wasn't. Even though I know they're going to take it wrong, even though I know they're going to take it wrong. The thing is, it's not about. First thing I said is the first letter. Okay, you're blaming everything on boomers. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You blame. That's what the letter's for. Blame everything on us. We screwed up. We didn't give you what you needed. Blah 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 blah. The thing is, what are you going to do with the second letter? Because you can only do that once. And then when you get 50 or 60, you can't still blame and say the boomers screwed up when I was a kid. So what did you do with the 60 years that you had? There's no topic. We're just dropping in because I had a disagreement with one of my subs saying that the boomers are radical. Not the boomers are radical, but the millennials are more radical than the boomers. And I asked him what he was he smoking. Uh, well, I think a lot of that does, but I don't understand why Jason Black criticizes the boomers, the civil rights generation, because basically he's doing basically the same thing that the civil rights generation did back in the '60s. But what Jason Black's doing now was common in the '60s, and Jason Black has far more reach and far more tools to actually do it with. You couldn't get that stuff made back in the '60s. You know, Sweetback had to literally Hawk himself to get his movie made. And that was a phenomenal in Hollywood at the time. Yeah, what I'm saying is, well, it's coming, and everybody gets there. And I'm saying is that sooner or later you're gonna have to write. You don't have to sit down and write 2 letters. And what are you gonna tell your kids and the people that follow you? Yeah, he's got access. See, down back then, black folks didn't have that. Hell, 20 years ago, it was hard to get access. You had this kind of access. You had to scrap and fight just to get a documentary out. That was rare. Just a little film, a little DVD. Back then, we're passing around tapes. Yeah, he's actually regurgitating boomer stuff. Yeah, actually regurgitating. Well, you could, yeah. Well, he's a radical separatist. He can oppose integration only once. You don't have very much. I put the Monahan report up so that you can understand why integration happened. There's a reason it happened. And if you really want to know what the opposite side of integration is, read Ortiz's Indigenous Peoples' History of the United States, and that'll let you know what the alternative to integration is. Okay, they are not going to let you build a separatist nation inside the United States. And that's something Marcus Garvey called for way back in the 1915 and the 1920s. Okay, that's just not going to happen. And if you think that it's going to happen, you're either going to be 6 feet under or you're going to be deported. Hell, they won't even let you have your own city. You can't even have your own neighborhood. They're cutting your neighborhoods up as we speak. They don't even want there to be black neighborhoods anymore. And you're trying to say you're going to be a separatist. If Jason Black was really a separatist, he'd get his behind on the boat and go on a plane and go to Africa where there's nothing but black people. All right, Skeletor. I got about 10 more minutes and then I gotta go to the next gig. Any questions you guys want to ask real quick? Yeah, yeah, it's a hard fight. Cuba had to survive. Well, Zimbabwe got choked off. I appreciate it, BJ. Yeah, Zimbabwe got choked off. I mean, if it wasn't for China, Zimbabwe would have died on the vine. Yeah, well, they don't know anything else. They don't know anything else. Um, I would say he's in Louisiana. Okay, he's from Shreveport. He need to go ask his elders about what happened in Shreveport when he was young, because my folks are in Shreveport. Okay, and they told me some stories. And the fact he can get on the radio and talk about white folks like that in Shreveport now is because of the civil rights movement. Trust and believe, back in the 50s, in the 60s, you wouldn't be on the radio talking no black shit in Shreveport, right? Yeah, price of fish. Uh, well, the Pelicans are doing it as well as they can. Yeah, well, the thing is, yeah, well, yeah, I still got folks in Shreveport, and I've been to Shreveport. I've been to Shreveport as a kid, and I remember those rednecks, man, and after dark, man, rolling down the road looking for black folks to beat up or shoot. So that ain't that long ago. Yeah, I don't care what he calls me. The thing is, what has Jason Black's generation done? They call us generation fail. What have they done? You can call us you if you're the champ, you can call everybody else a failure. If you haven't done anything, you can't say anything. Yeah, well, yeah, those are the ones, the lynching, those are the ones that you found. We're not talking about the people that you didn't find. I had uncles that had to leave. Hell, hell, my family got chased out of Dallas. No, just answering a question. I just mantle the Celtics. I don't think that's gonna happen, Enigma. I think I do I think I don't think the Sixers are ready quite yet, and a little bit more time in the oven. Oh yeah, wrong town. And you go down to yeah, Texas, Alabama, um, Arkansas. Still to this day, some of that stuff is coming back, man. Look what they did in the Waffle House. If you're gonna move to Texas, move to Austin. Yeah, the cost of living is insane. Move to Arizona, or Arizona's decent. Vegas is decent. I would say if you're going to be in Texas, move to Austin, or Killeen, where the base is, or well, Houston, man. Houston is getting Houston getting a little racist down there in Houston, from what I hear. Well, if he's the only one that's doing something, then he's got no right to call when he should get on his own generation. Clean up your own house first. But like I said, that's like I might put this up about uh yeah, about 40 minutes from Arkansas. Yep. It's like I put the video up, the two letters. It's okay. You blamed everything on the boomers. Millennials and X's, you blame everything on the boomers. Now what? It's like Khrushchev, you know. Uh, you blame the boomers. Oh, go ahead. We're old. We don't care. Blame everything on us. Blame everything on us. But then after we start dying, and we are dying because you blaming things on people that are 60 and 70 years old, after we leave, then what? Then you're gonna be on deck, and then you're gonna have to answer. What tell you? Well, Austin is pretty liberal, and that's what they're saying. They're making Texas liberal. Austin is pretty liberal. A lot of techies. In fact, a lot of Texans don't like it. But a lot of that's why I wrote it. It wasn't supposed to be about finger pointing or blaming. It's supposed to be about philosophy, and philosophy about looking forward, because that's every all young people go through that. We think we're going to be the better. We're going to set the world on fire, and the boomers damn near did, really. And you start to get 40, man, and say, damn, you know, what are you gonna, what kind of legacy are you gonna leave? Personal legacy you're gonna leave, and then it's not about your parents; it's about you. It's not about the past generations; it's about you. We could have blamed the Jim Crow folks, but for what? They were getting their ass beat just like everybody else. Yeah, Austin is, well, yeah, Californians and people from the East Coast. That's where all the techies are. Uh, Hopefully, yeah, but this Houston can turn. But yeah, if you're gonna go somewhere, be Houston, San Antonio, Houston, uh, or Austin, more liberal cities. But anyway, Quick questions before I split because I got about 5 minutes. Actually, yeah, about 5 minutes. But that was the whole point of the video. The pity video was not to uh, point blame. It's to get it was supposed to get the millennials to actually reflect upon their life in the station where they're at. But they're still on the first letter, which is blame. Yeah, blame the boomers. They haven't even thought about the second letter. Super Troll number one. Where's number two? Cerulean is not here, so Cerulean was number two. But probably, yeah, yeah. Eventually, they're gonna force everybody to mix anyway. It's not gonna make any difference. They're gonna break up all the black neighborhoods, and they're gonna force you to mix because the integration was never really um, voluntary anyway. Even once white folks said it's forced integration, and they're gonna force you to mix because your managers want a cohesive society. So it's not even. I don't think it'd be open season because if there's open season on black folks, then you can kiss the United States goodbye. It's pretty much going to break up. It's pretty much going to break because won't be just about black folks. It's going to be Asians. It's going to be Hispanics. It's going to be a whole lot of other people. So I don't think that's going to happen. In fact, that's like they're putting a big smash down on the alt right because they are going to force you to mix, and it's going to be more about race than class, and white people starting to figure that out. Even though you're gonna get some brush ups because like the Waffle House thing, um, that's gonna happen because as they force you into to be in the same neighborhood, there's gonna be friction. In fact, there's I might do some more stories on that because there's a few stories that probably need to put up on that where you can see that friction happening. But anyway, folks, um, let me jump off of here and let me go to the next thing. Um, because I should have put his name on it, but I didn't put his name on it this time. I didn't call him out. If you haven't spent your tax return money, what should you invest in? Depends on your how sophisticated you are. But interest rates are going up, so it'd be bonds. It'll be, you know what? Either bonds or basically AMD is up for sale, and they might sell it, and they have a lot of good technology coming out with their video cards and their chips. In fact, they're getting ready to leapfrog Intel. So if it's not bonds, you want to take a little bit more risk, try AMD because I think they're like $11 a share. So it may go up. So they may go up to like $10 or $15. So if you want to make a quick 30-40%, maybe buy some AMD stock. You try that. Can I answer your question? What question did you ask, bro? And can I answer your question, please? You know, you didn't super chat and you didn't say please. And I did answer your question. We are too much of a cash cow. Probably so. Oh, I got to do a show. So, no, either AMD stock, look for AMD because they have technology. They probably will go up. I would bank on them going back up to like 15, maybe even 16,000. Maybe if they get sold, maybe even 20. And I think they're $11 right now. If I was going to take a risk, I'd buy AMD stock. If not, bond interest rates are going up. I do bonds. That's what I would do. No, I did see the movie, and I have something to say about Thanos, but I would actually be giving you spoilers. But Let's put it there. You can sum up the Infinity War by saying asking the question, does the ends justify the means? And if anybody has seen it, you know what I'm talking about, because that is the question that was asked at the end of the movie. But anyway, I got to jump off of here. I got another gig to do, and I'll see you guys later. I might even, if I get some rest, I might even jump on later, let you guys and shoot the shit with you guys, with you millennials. But anyway, I gotta bounce. I'll check you guys later.